Americans stuck in Jamaica speak out about difficulties returning back to the U.S. following Hurricane Melissa. Now, for those of you who don't know, and first off, shout out to all my subscribers from Jamaica. I hope that you are doing well. I know some people are subscribed from Jamaica. Hope that you're safe. I hope your family's safe. And of course, thank you so much for your support. For those of you who don't know, Hurricane Melissa, why do they give these hurricanes unhinged white women names? I don't know. But on October 28th, 2025, Hurricane Melissa made landfall, a Category 5 hurricane. Now, they're saying that the damage that resulted from this hurricane was equivalent to 30% of the country's GDP. What I want to talk about, because I find this so fascinating, I've always been surprised by people who vacation very frequently and are really not prepared financially for the vacations that they take. No more wasting time. Let's check it out.
At this point, we have no money left to give. So we're, people are buying tickets out of here for $900, $1,000. How about the people that don't have that to spend? It's the first of the month. Like, we have regular bills to get back to pay. We didn't expect to be out here this long. If you do travel to Kingston, once you leave the resort, you have no Wi-Fi. So you're out there in the dark. We don't know what could happen to us. We're three young ladies.
I spoke with Bridget and Anthony Rucker. They were also in Montego Bay to celebrate their first wedding anniversary. After several long days trying to get out, they are finally home in Fredericksburg tonight. You're looking now at photos of damage they took from their resort. And if you see that large destroyed room there, that's actually a ballroom where they said visitors were sheltering until Melissa got so bad they were rushed to the resort basement. Just moments after they got out of that ballroom, they said that is when the roof collapsed.
Listen, this is actually one of my, I don't have many worst nightmares. I don't think I would even really label this a worst nightmare for myself, but it's up there. Me being stranded in a country or anywhere with no funds, no money, illy prepared, when I could have avoided the situation by not going in the first place, by avoiding vacationing during a hurricane season, is just a situation I would not want to be in.
You just don't know what to do at that moment, and without direction, people and you have a lot of elderly. We had a lot of elderly people there also, wheelchairs of this nature. So it would have been, I think it would have been very devastating, had they not got us out in there in time.
I don't know how they make it. I don't know how to survive. The island was totally devastated. And so
look at the husband's face.
My problem is that in the United States, I don't think they care.
He's like, don't just start all that crying. But I think those tears are tears of empathy. Of course, it sounds like she's crying for the people who are negatively affected. She got a few of these comments here with people I have to say. Top comment, he says, truth is, if you're one paycheck away from broke, then you shouldn't be going on vacation. Come on. That's the thing, right? That's how I look at this. And I talk to people all the time, man, all the time, who are going on vacation, and I know they shouldn't be going on vacation. And I scratch my head. And people will be offended, but you're going out there, you're getting stranded. And it's always so interesting to me that the people who work the hardest, who can probably afford to risk that, don't take the most vacations. They don't. Few responses here. This lady here says, I disagree. This comment here says, never travel broke. Always have a decent emergency fund. Somebody responded back to that comment, says, not everyone can have multiple emergency funds. This economy is horrible. That doesn't mean they aren't allowed to travel and enjoy life. That's the problem. That's the problem. You think life is about enjoyment. And it would be the same people who claim they don't have an emergency fund, who are eating out every day, spending their money on nails, hair, new shoes, who go and purchase a new car instead of buying a used car because they want to feel comfortable and look comfortable. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Somebody else who says went to Jamaica during the hurricane season. Another person who says her husband, and they left this photo. Here's somebody else who says, please check the husband. Another person who says this is why travel insurance is so important. Mm-hmm. And people know this. They understand. And the country generally gives warnings to tourists and precautions when they are traveling to Jamaica during hurricane season. This channel is sponsored by fathershaverights.com. So one of the experts in our prenup guide has over 20 years experience in divorce law. He says most people enter marriages with their eyes wide shut. Everyone is focused on the ring, proposal, makeup, venues, but no one thinks about things like alimony, property division, or custody. Are you a future husband who hasn't thought seriously about any of these things? If so, you need to understand that marriage is a legal contract with serious terms. Signing it without a prenup is like signing a blank 10-page contract. But the good news is it's not too late. Act now by clicking the link pinned to the top of the comment section and join the hundreds of men protecting their future marriages the right way. Let's see what else we have here. Let's check out another video.
You didn't expect to be out here this long.
So basically, y'all traveled on your last dime. I'm trying not to sound insensitive because when I take 2 to 3 cruises a year, I'm going
Really?
over there with $3,000 minimum, just in case something happens, you know, unexpected cost. I may see something I like or love or what
I've never been on a cruise.
have you. Y'all went over there and y'all don't even have a $900 to $1,000 in y'all checking account. Traveling should be the last thing y'all should be doing.
Right.
I'm not saying don't travel because everybody needs to see the world, right? It's the beautiful part about living. You get to see things and see.
That's not true, though. This Western idea, and I really do think it's a privileged American idea of everyone needs to see the world, is just not true. No, not everyone needs to see the world. Most people in the world will never get a chance to leave their own country. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't attempt to see the world. Don't misunderstand me. But people feel entitled to, I need to travel. I need to see the world. I got to see it. And they'll do it at the expense of their responsibilities and destroying their own financial situation.
This is the issue I have when I talk about investing and saving money. Everybody look at me side-eyed like I'm saying something so wrong when I'm just trying to help y'all prepare for life, emergencies, and things like that.
They don't
But
care.
y'all will glorify somebody posting, hey, y'all, I'm in Jamaica. Hey, y'all, I'm in Hawaii. You go, girl.
Right.
Yes, queen. But y'all will eat a person up for trying to help somebody be financially stable.
That's such a good point. And that comes down to single women keep each other single, broke women keep each other broke. You know, they encourage bad decisions. It's about the now. It's about enjoy yourself. And even some of the men out here, you know, who put themselves in these situations. Now, am I saying that every person who's in this situation is in this situation because they did not do their best to prepare? No. But from the looks of it, most of the people we see did not properly prepare.
But see, y'all are okay with people traveling with probably $200 in their checking account. And now they stuck. And I hate that for them. But it's like, we glorify the wrong stuff in this country. We really do. I'm seeing it now. Hopefully they get back home sooner than later, but everybody is not your enemy when we're talking about finances. Some of us actually want to help everybody.
Check out a few of these comments here that people have to say. Of course, the top comment here says, y'all acting like those people living check to check, but saved enough to go on vacay, shouldn't go enjoy life. Yeah. Always been very shocked at people who think life is about enjoying and enjoyment. You know, doesn't mean you shouldn't go on vacation. But I haven't been on, what's the last vacation I was on? And the vacation I'm thinking about was when I proposed to my wife. I was also attending my grandfather's funeral in Zambia. But, you know, I went to the Victoria Falls, and that was the last time. And it was like a funeral attendance and also the proposal. Before that, I haven't been on vacation since I left my parents' house. So I was 22 years old. I'm 32 now. Now, I think that's a little bit too extreme. I think I could probably have used a couple of vacations. But then you have the other extreme of it's about enjoyment. And people wonder, well, why can't I get to this level in life? And they don't understand the sacrifice and commitment it takes. Somebody else who says, unpopular opinion, some people would never be able to travel if they didn't just go for it. And I support that. We spend all of our time working for someone and not enjoying life. Y'all judge so much in this colonizer's world. The world belongs to colonizers? Oh, geez, man. How did race get put into this, bro? Somebody else here added, now everyone in the comments, millionaires. Oh, people are angry. Oh, this is a triggering topic, huh? Here's somebody else who says the problem is our community. We prioritize the wrong shit. Since we're talking about the black community, goes on to say so many financial advisors in these comments. Yeah, but listen, the black community is a matriarch. Women making financial decisions. And so you will see this more often in the black community for sure. Somebody else who says EBT was cut off. This person here says you should have canceled your trip. You knew hurricane was going to hit Jamaica. Here's what I've realized about traveling and observing other people, because I hear people talk about traveling a lot. And there are people who lean towards like being extremely optimistic about everything. And those people who lean on extreme optimism when they really should be more cautious, they look at every situation as, that's not going to happen. Oh, you're worried too much. I'm more of, hey, we want to be careful. Hey, did you hear they're doing this in this country? It's not a fearful mindset, because I think that's wrong too, but cautious. Because the moment I can't afford a flight coming back, then I just flew myself to hell. That's what just happened.
I'm really ready to get home to see my kids, and I'm just praying for the best. You know, there are a lot of children on this property. There are a lot of families, a lot of,
there are still children and families on the property?
Yes.
Oh.
I've seen kids all day, and just my heart goes out to those parents, because I can't imagine being in this and having my kids with me.
What is the plan that the resort has told you?
So at 9:30, in about 3 hours, we're going to go to the hurricane shelter here on property. I'm just a little nervous because it's only 2 floors. So we'll be on the top floor in like kind of a ballroom space. It's called the convention center. But I don't know how all these people from the property are going to fit in that space, because it holds about 190, 200. But I know there are well over 200 people here currently.
Did the hotel tell you they have enough water, they have enough food? Because sometimes when these hurricanes happen, I've covered a lot of them, and you never know what could happen, right? But sometimes when they happen, it could be days, if not a week, where you can't get supplies in. You're on an island, which makes it even tougher.
Yeah, so like all week I've been kind of saving water bottles, and if we have water left over, I'm just kind of pouring it into an empty bottle just to have water, and I've stocked up on a few snacks from the buffet.
Listen, maybe I'm just not adventurous enough in life. And my wife knows this, and not the adventurous thing, but she knows what I'm about to tell you. If she came to me and said, hey, would you like to take a vacation to Jamaica? And I went and did my research and saw that it was hurricane season, she knows it just wouldn't happen. She knows we're not going. She knows we're not going on that vacation. Now, what do you guys think? Is that a lack of adventure? I don't think I need that adventure. I have enough adventure in my own life to go looking for it. And I also understand that some people travel because their family back in Jamaica, or maybe they're traveling for business, but I would avoid this situation altogether. The caption on this video reads, tourist financially stuck in Jamaica.
Okay, so now you have people traveling to Jamaica right now, and they are stuck, right?
Right.
So this is a perfect example of why you should have some sort of emergency cash or backup. Now, the thing is, the only issue I have with it is, yes, you know that you should have that for a job and things like that, but the amount of people that don't know that you need to have a backup or some emergency when you're traveling is a lot. We need to be a little kinder to people. First, you yell at them for not traveling in the United States. Then you yell at them for not having a passport. Now they're using the passport and we're still faulting them. Give them a chance to learn. Yes, I know these are adult people. Come on, give them a sec. Also, I can guarantee you probably didn't travel perfectly unless you come from a family that was traveling. And travel like we are traveling now is not the norm. It has never been the norm.
Listen, my family definitely did not travel perfectly. I think that's a lot of where my stance comes from. They definitely were the type of, you would wake up in the morning, they'd be like, hey, guess where we're going in a week? To Africa. I'm like, what? What do you mean? I've got plans. You know, I'm like 14, 15 years old. And here we are taking these trips. And here comes this trip out of nowhere. Now, I know what you're thinking. You can't be grateful for a trip. It's hard to explain, especially when you're my personality type who likes things in order to a degree. I think that probably has something to do with it. Let's see what else we have here. What else do we have?
So me, my family, and our friends is stuck in Jamaica because of the hurricane. We were originally supposed to leave today, but we can't leave until Thursday. Our flights got canceled until Thursday. And we've been checking, the app for flights back to back. And if you haven't got your flight for Thursday, there's no more flights until Saturday. And if you do want a flight on Thursday, the only ones that's available is first class, and that's $1,000 per person. Yes, we were trying to cancel our trip early and leave Saturday. But by the time we looked at the flights for Saturday, that was the last day you could fly out. All the flights were booked. There was none available. And then Sunday, the airport got shut down. So yes, we were trying to leave, but we could not. Now, as far as the resort, we are on a resort. The resort has generators. Some of our friends have flashlights and everything like that. We're making sure all of our electronic devices are fully charged no matter what, just in case, things go out, if anything happens. But speaking of the resort, they are still charging people to stay here, and it's not even at a
Still charging people? That's crazy. So I saw another resort that actually wasn't charging people. So that's why this is surprising to me. They were actually bragging about the resort and saying, hey, they stopped charging us like days ago. They're giving us good food. I'll probably play that one next.
This kind of rate. It's like $200 a person per night. And some resorts are charging people more than that. And, some people are spending their last just to come out here for weddings, just anything. And having to leave the resort and going probably an Airbnb or something, and that's probably most likely not even safe. Not gonna lie, the only thing that I'm really nervous about is that in our hotel, we are oceanfront. So we are in front of the ocean, and they're not compensating us to switch our rooms to, not be by the ocean. See? So that's the only thing I don't like. It's just crazy, but I feel it in my heart that we are going to be okay. It's supposed to bypass us. It already went to Kingston, and Kingston's not looking too good. But it's supposed to bypass us, and we're going to be okay. I'll try my best to keep you guys updated. I'm so thankful for y'all, checking on me and my boyfriend. We're okay so far, so good. We're still at the resort, and like I said, I'll keep you guys updated. And yeah.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.